For the past while on Roblox, most of the new simple games that became popular have been brain rot games. Till this day, there are plenty of brain rot games which have thousands of players. But recently, a bit of a different game showed up on the front page, and I'm talking about Slime RNG. Lately, this game has been constantly having around 100 to 200,000 players, in some cases even being able to reach top 10 in most playing games page. Slime RNG isn't actually something that new. Maybe you remember just about 2 years ago when RNG games were becoming a trend. Souls RNG was the one to start the whole RNG trend. It became very popular in a short amount of time already back in March 2024. And surprisingly, till this day, this game has tens of thousands of players, currently having about 50 to 70,000 players, and even surpassing Escape Tsunami for brain rots, which, as you probably remember, was a lot bigger just earlier this year. But it has been a while since RNG trend was popular, and at this point, many just like me probably forgot about all of that. So seeing Slime RNG pop up out of nowhere and become one of the most popular games on the platform just like that was really surprising. And when I say out of nowhere, I really mean it, because as far as this game's player count was recorded, you can see how each day it was gaining a lot more players. But is there anything special about this game? Well, earlier this week, I decided to give it a try since I had that exact question. The game offers you a short tutorial to get you started on what exactly you need to do. But just like in any RNG game, your main goal is to get lucky and get rarer slimes, because big number means cool. But besides that, you use slimes to defeat bad slimes, and the enemies give you coins which you use for upgrades and to get into new areas. But besides coins, there are also items and something called goop, which is used for rebirths. But back to rolling for slimes. The game actually has a few extra things for that. You can get clovers, which increase your odds of getting something better. There is also a jackpot wheel, which is often pretty good, and when you roll something rare, you get this cutscene, which I think is nice. There are also variants of slimes, big, huge, shiny, and inverted, all being a certain times rarer and also being stronger than normal variants. But besides the RNG part, this game really wants you to grind. You probably noticed the luck boost Rebirth gives you that actually multiplies your entire luck boost. When you unlock a new area, you get extra luck. When you collect index rewards, you get extra luck, and so on. You get the point. You get rarer slimes to get more luck, which then gives you even rarer slimes. And luck multipliers do get pretty funky. In my case, I've gotten to over 700,000 at the time of editing this video. All of the RNG games are basically this simple. You just roll for something and sometimes get lucky. Souls RNG, as I mentioned earlier, was the first one to become very popular, and that created its own wave of RNG games. So you'd have games like Tycoon RNG or Blades of Chance or whatever else, which at one point were decently popular. There was a problem with those games, though. The fact that they did not really maintain their popularity for that long, and often had peaks, and then right after that lost their hype. Or at least that is the case for most of them. Do you remember Pet Simulator 99 and its RNG event? Well, big games wanted to take a part in this RNG hype and made an event in Pet Simulator 99, which ended up being the most successful event Pet Simulator 99 ever had. Seeing the popularity, Preston asked people if they wanted a game based on Pet Simulator 99 RNG event. Most people voted for yes, and so was Pets Go Born. Now that game was an actual RNG game and not just an event, and it was one of the few to stay pretty popular for more than 1 or 2 months. Still thought it basically died after just half a year. Probably one of the main reasons is just how pay-to-win this game could become at times, as well as silent nerfs of things which made the game less fun for obvious reasons. I've mentioned other RNG games for a reason, because Slime RNG takes a few things here and there from them, and you probably noticed it. When I only started to play it, I was getting many flashbacks from Pets Go. Like, the upgrading system looks pretty similar. You even got these buttons which lead you to other upgrade trees, pretty similar to Pets Go. The way you roll for slimes also reminded me of Pets Go, pretty similar systems here. Speaking of similarities, I've seen some point out that goop or the enemy slimes look similar to tar slimes from a game called Slime Rancher. Just a fun fact. But besides that, the game does have some good things to offer in my opinion. Now, after I have spent quite some time in it, I have mentioned how I got over 700,000 luck multiplier. And I have also mentioned how you get luck from many different things, and I think that's cool since the game becomes a bit more grindy. Just constantly rolling isn't as fun when there isn't much progress. But rebirths do their job in this game, for sure. When it comes to getting rare things, trust me, things do get very rare. The rarest thing you can possibly get in this game is 1 in 4.3 sextillion. In fact, only 2 people have managed to get that. And that is probably mostly thanks to admin abuse, to which I'll get a bit later. But without admin abuse, from daily best rolls, not even 50 people managed to get anything above 1 in 1 quintillion. When things are this rare, you just kind of always have something to go for, which I think would make people stay in the game for longer. But back to admin abuse. The game just recently had its first ever admin abuse, which actually got the game to over 700,000 players. And to me, admin abuse actually felt a bit fun, because the way they made admin abuse was different. The boosts everyone gets were random from this wheel, and this wheel could give some pretty good boosts. You never knew what would be next. And in some cases, there were some crazy boost combinations like this, which to me at least made the admin abuse more fun. The team behind Slime RNG has actually made games before, and you may even recognize some of these because 3 of them have over 10 million visits. One of them is actually another RNG game, which did pretty good, and still has decent amount of players in it. So Slime RNG isn't their first successful game, but is definitely the most successful one. And while Slime RNG is out there doing really good, Pet Simulator 99 just got its own RNG event again. I haven't played it yet, but it does look pretty similar to the original RNG event. Despite that, the game did basically double its player count just because of this event, similar to what happened with first RNG event. And seeing all of this really does make it look like RNG games could be returning for a new hype wave again. The thing is, when a simple game becomes popular, it becomes a trend, just like what happened with Soul's RNG. One of the most recent examples is Escape Tsunami for Brain Rots. That game became very popular, and so a lot of other Brain Rot games were made based off it. And now, just a few months later, and basically all of those Brain Rot games have fallen down, and even Escape Tsunami for Brain Rots has lost a big chunk of its players. And we've seen a very similar scenario with RNG games back in 2024, where they wouldn't last long before losing most of their players. So I feel like there is a pretty high chance that RNG games, even if do end up making a comeback, that comeback wouldn't really last long, and they could end up repeating what happened 2 years ago to RNG games, or what happened to Escape Tsunami for Brain Rots and other Brain Rot games that based themselves off Escape Tsunami for Brain Rots. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I would really appreciate that. You can watch one of these 2 videos while waiting for a new one. They are good too. You can join my Discord server or play our game with links in description, and I will see you soon.